Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Tim Farnham with Black Label Real Estate, and this is your Monday morning market update. If you're new to the channel and you want to learn what's going on in the San Francisco housing market, then hit the subscribe button below and hit the notify me button so that you'll be the first to know when new videos come out. In these videos, I'm going to go over what just happened last week in the San Francisco housing market. The good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. So let's get started. As you can see, we've been sitting at just over 1,400 homes available for about a month now. It's not going up, it's not going down. It's just kind of staying put. When we look at the new homes on the market here, this little red line, you can see that that's actually been decreasing. And so due to the season, we kind of expect that because it's fall, people are starting to think about Thanksgiving and Christmas. So of course, less people are thinking about selling their homes. When you look at this yellow line, that's the contingents. Again, people are starting to think about the holidays. So again, for the buyers to slow down during, the end of October, early November, very, very normal for the season. Available homes, as you can see, it is going up, and the closed homes did go up a little bit. So you can see this orange line went up 120 homes this last month. So let's look at the absorption rate. Again, this is like the big thing to know if this is a buyer's market or a seller's market. And as I said, once you hit 15%, that is what is normally considered a buyer's market. So right now we only have one category that's kind of getting close to that, and that's the condos under $1 million. This red line right above that is the condos over $1 million. That's at 22%. And then we have the gray line. This is your ultra luxury homes. Those actually are starting to move very slowly. We're sitting at, I think that's 24% right now. As you've seen over the past few weeks, yellowish line, this is your $2 to $3 million homes. These are still pretty hot, as well as the kind of brown line here. This is the $1 to $2 million section. So this $1 to $3 million mark is still very much a seller's market. It is very common to see homes going 10, 20% over list price, and very quickly in this segment. So we'll break it down into our individual segments now. This is the condo market. Again, under $1 million. Available homes were at 449, up by 8. New homes were at 37, about the same as last week. Back on the market, we're at 4, pretty normal, about the same as last week. Price increases 0. Price reductions at 33, which is down quite a bit from last week. Last week, we did have a lot of price reductions, and it has cut back in all categories for this week. And you'll see that as we continue on. Pending listings were at 32, which is down by 4. Again, we're moving into the holidays. People don't want to move over Thanksgiving. We're going to start seeing more and more of that. Absorption rate is at 18. So this is where, again, between 15 and 20, we consider this a neutral market. Once we go down below 15, that's when we call it a buyer's market. So we're still not quite there yet. Days on market, we're at 44, month and a half. Again, that's kind of slowly moving into neutral territory. New listing, sale price to list price, we're still at 99%. So basically the homes that are sold as they are listed are selling right about list price. Let's look at the over $1 million condo segment. We're at 559, which is down by 2, so no big movement there. New homes were at 30, down by 11. That actually is kind of a significant drop. Back on markets, we're at 7. So, that is an increase. Some people are backing out of these deals. When you look, when we only have 14 in contract and 7 of them go back on the market, that's half. So that's a pretty big number that are going back on the market. Price increases were at 1, no big change. Price reductions are at 46, down by a little bit. Again, you'll see that across the board. Pendings were at 14. Closed listings were at 37, and this is picking up. Like a lot of listings came on the market at the beginning of last month, and now we're starting to see them close. Days on market median, we're at 43 days. Again, about a month and a half, still kind of in that neutral territory. New listing price to sell price, 101%. So if it's a home, you like it in the over $1 million category, it's going for about list price. Single family homes, here we go. Under $1 million. We're at 43 listings, 6 of them new, 3 of them back on the market. And again, when you look at the total number pending and back on markets, again, that's like a third. Price increases are at 1, no big change. Price reductions were at 3, again, up by 1, but that's not a big number. Pendings were at 10, down by 5. That is a pretty big decrease. Again, buyers are slowing down, so you'll see that pending number go down a little bit. And then you'll see in a few weeks, the closed will also follow suit. Closed listings were at 4, which is up by 3, so that did pick up a little bit. Absorption rate, we're still at 36%. And this is actually up quite a bit from last week, up by 5 from last week. Days on market, we're at 35. So again, just over a month. It's still solidly in the seller category. New listing price to sale price, we're at 105%. So these new single family homes, even under $1 million, they are still selling for above list price when they are, properly listed. Now let's look in the $1 to $2 million segment. This is where it gets hot. 216 homes on the market, down by 4, no big change. New homes are at 26, down by 4, not a big change. Back on markets, we're at 4, not a big change. Price increases 3, no big change. Price reductions 18. That's still a lot. Pendings, we're at 9, which is down by 21. But let's look at this. Closed listings, we had 32. And so that's why you're kind of seeing everything shifting from the pending category to the closed category. So, we are seeing the buyers slow down, but we did see that surge of listings that happened at the beginning of the month. Now they're closing because we're at the end of the month. Days on market, we're at 26 days. We're under a month, still sellers category. I just glossed over that. 44% for absorption rate. So if 100 homes hit the market, 44 of them are going to be gone within a month. And that's what I mean. Like, homes are still selling very fast in this $1 to $3 million segment. New list price to sales price, 109%. So when a home comes on the market and it's listed fairly, and it's a nice house, it's still going for 10% above list. Let's look at our luxury home market. Between the $2 to $3 million segment, available homes were at 78, which is up by 5. New homes were at 8, which is up by 1. Back on the market, we're at 0. Price increases are at 1, so not really that significant. Price reductions were at 6. This is where it fell a lot. Just across the board. Pending listings were at 4. Again, those are down by 5. But again, we also kind of see this too, of where a lot of these listings that came at the beginning of the year or beginning of the month are now being closed. So you'll see this just across the board, where the pending listings are down, the closed listings are up. Absorption, we're at 43%. So it's still very much a seller's market. Days on market, median, we're at 31 days. Again, still, 1 month on the market and the home is gone. That means that they are taken off the market in about a week and a half. New listing sales price to list price, we're at 108%, which is down significantly. And I looked at this. There were only 9 homes that sold. And what happened was there was 1 home that sold for 15% below list price. And the rest of them actually sold for at list or well above. But that 1 home sale did have a pretty big negative impact on this metric right here. Single family homes over $3 million. We are at 109, so it's down by 4, no big change. New homes were at 3, back on the market, 0, price increases 0, price reductions 6. Again, that's down by 2. We saw that across the board. Pending listings were at 6, which is down by 1, no big change. Closed were at 6, down by 1, no big change. Absorption, though, this is where, even in the luxury, this kind of ultra luxury market, we're at 26%. And this is where it is kind of making this soft landing down to this, almost 20%. And it still has a way to go from 26 to 20. But that's why, most people would still say that this is not a buyer's market, still a seller's market, because we're still above that 20%. Days on market median, we're at 42 days, almost a month and a half, still kind of in that neutral territory. New listing, sales price to list price, we're at 100%. So right now in that over $3 million category, we had 6 closed, and they pretty much all sold at or around list price. All right, now let's look at our buyer indicators. As I mentioned, just across the board, the price reductions did go down a little bit. So you're seeing that here, and the back on markets are about the same. We are still kind of in this seller market to neutral market. We're not having a ridiculous amount of inventory. We're still pretty short on inventory in almost at all categories. We're sitting at about a month and a half inventory or less. So, the buyer indicators, buyers are still very strong. As a matter of fact, I just did a final walkthrough today for a client, and they were so happy. It was their first home that they saw. They went on a home tour. They saw this one, they loved it. They put in an offer on it. They got it the first week that it was, that they had an open house. So even though they did pay list price for it. And that's kind of what I mean, of where it's like, the nice thing about right now is that there is enough inventory for people to kind of get what they want, but it's not so much inventory that you can offer, 10, 20% below list price in almost any category. So there you have it. That's what's going on in the San Francisco housing market. Condos are still kind of a tough sell at about a month and a half of inventory. Several of them going at or below list price. Single family homes between $1 and $3 million, still very, very, very hot. Luxury homes, it's slowing down a little bit, but still a seller's market. So if you're thinking about moving to San Francisco in 9 days or 90 days and want to talk about the market, feel free to drop me a line. I would love to have a chat with you about that. Also, if you did like this video and you found it useful, feel free to like and subscribe and hit the notify me button so you'll be the first to know when new videos come out. Anyway, good morning, happy Monday, and I hope you have a great week.